Hello, Immortal News family, and welcome back to our channel. In the last 24 hours, we have received the somber news of the passing of extraordinary talents, and today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Before we start, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you. Number 5. Bob Barnett helped shape the stories that shaped America. Those words, spoken by a former client, capture the quiet influence of a man whose name never appeared on a ballot, yet whose counsel helped steer the nation. Robert B. Barnett has passed away at the age of 79 after a brief illness. A trusted voice in law, publishing, and politics, his work touched the lives of presidents, public servants, authors, and anchors alike. He built his legacy not in front of cameras, but behind closed doors, as a thoughtful advisor, a fierce negotiator, and a man known for keeping confidences. Over 4 decades, he mastered the delicate art of representing ideologically diverse leaders with fairness and grace. From Hillary and Bill Clinton to George W. Bush and Tony Blair, his client list read like a modern political history book. Barnett's impact stretched far beyond securing record-breaking book deals. At the highest levels of American politics, he helped prepare candidates for their most consequential moments, offering advice, debate prep, and clarity amid chaos. Yet no matter the stakes, colleagues say he always made room for kindness and humor. He believed in helping good people do good work, and he believed fiercely in ethics, decency, and staying above the fray. Born in Waukegan, Illinois, Bob's brilliance was matched by his humility. Washington peers often marveled at how someone so powerful could still be approachable. To younger lawyers and aspiring writers, he offered encouragement and time, gifts he gave freely and often. Outside the courtroom and boardroom, he devoted himself to the arts, serving the John F. Kennedy Center with the same care he gave his clients. His love for storytelling, in all its forms, helped preserve and promote culture at its best. He is survived by his wife, journalist Rita Braver, and their daughter, both of whom he loved deeply and spoke of often. At his core, Robert B. Barnett valued integrity, loyalty, and service. Though his work helped shape history, it was his humanity that left the deepest mark. Tributes to Robert B. Barnett. Number 4. His performances never shouted. They whispered their truth right into your soul. That's how one fellow actor described John Christopher Jones, a man whose presence on stage was as deep as it was quiet. He passed away peacefully at the age of 77, following a long journey with Parkinson's disease. But even that couldn't dim the light he carried with him. Born in Greenfield, Massachusetts, and raised in a family rooted in the theater, John found his calling early. He loved language, nuance, and the rhythm of a great line. His passion brought him to Lambda, to Amherst College, and later to the Broadway stage, where his quiet excellence spoke volumes. John first stepped onto a Broadway stage in the late 70s and Otherwise Engaged, directed by Harold Pinter. Over the next decades, he would appear in 15 Broadway productions, from The Iceman Cometh to Hurly-Burly, London Assurance to Democracy. His choices were smart and varied, always grounded in truth. Off-Broadway, he embraced complex roles in plays like Picasso at the La Panagile and Nathan the Wise. But beyond acting, John left a powerful legacy through translation. His take on Chekhov's The Cherry Orchard was praised for its beauty and precision, earning a Lortel Award. He gave new life to other classics, including The Seagull and Three Sisters. John also brought his talent to film, appearing in Moonstruck, The Hurricane, and The Village. Yet some of his most moving work came later in life. Even after his diagnosis, he performed, taught, and inspired, most notably in the documentary Me to Play. He never asked for attention, but he earned it through grace, intellect, and kindness. Colleagues remember him as a steady force, thoughtful, funny, endlessly generous. Actor Robert Lupone once said, "John didn't just perform the role, he honored it." He leaves behind his wife, Mary Beth Coudal, and their 3 children, along with a theater community forever shaped by his voice. John Christopher Jones may be gone, but the words he shaped, the stories he told, and the lives he touched continue to echo. Tributes to John Christopher Jones. Number 3. He never fought for glory, only for the chance to make a difference. These were the words often said of George Hardy, a man whose quiet strength left a lasting mark on history. George Hardy, a beloved Tuskegee airman and pioneering combat pilot, passed away peacefully in Sarasota at the age of 100. His passing followed recent health complications, yet his spirit remained strong until the end. Hardy's legacy is one built on courage, endurance, and purpose. Over a remarkable 28-year military career, he flew 136 combat missions in 3 wars: World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. From the skies over Germany in his P-51 Mustang to gunship missions during Vietnam, he faced danger with fearless resolve. He was one of only 450 Tuskegee Airmen pilots deployed overseas in WTU, a trailblazer who challenged racial barriers and changed the face of the American military. His bravery earned him the Distinguished Flying Cross, Air Medal with 11 oak leaf clusters, 2 Presidential Unit Citations, and the Congressional Gold Medal. Hardy wasn't just a hero in the cockpit. After retiring from active duty, he became a respected project manager and earned advanced degrees in engineering. Yet he never stopped serving. He devoted his later years to mentoring young people, educating communities about the Tuskegee Airmen, and standing with fellow veterans. A decorated pilot, a scholar, a teacher, a listener. George Hardy's story isn't only about flying missions, it's about lifting others. "The sky wasn't his limit," said a fellow airman. "It was just his beginning." He lived with dignity, humor, and quiet determination. Even in his final years, Hardy remained active in military and civic circles, speaking at schools, ceremonies, and community events, always with grace, always with gratitude. Though he kept his personal life private, he was surrounded by loved ones and a nation thankful for his service. The passing of George Hardy is a deep loss to many, but his life reminds us that courage and kindness soar far beyond the clouds. Tributes to George Hardy. Number 2, Ming was always great company. All of us in the Liberal Democrat family and beyond will miss him terribly. These words echo across Britain as we reflect on the extraordinary life of Menzies Campbell. He passed away peacefully at the age of 84, leaving behind a rich legacy of service, principle, and inspiration. Born in Glasgow, he rose from athletic success to political leadership. As a sprinter, he captained Team GB and held the British 100-meter record for 7 years. That same drive carried into his legal and political careers, where clarity, fairness, and strength defined his leadership. Campbell served nearly 5 decades in public life. He became Member of Parliament for North East Fife in the late 1980s and rose to lead the Liberal Democrats during a critical period after the Iraq War. As deputy leader and the party's foreign affairs spokesperson, he stood out for his thoughtful moral opposition to the conflict, earning widespread respect. His values never wavered. He believed politics should always serve people, not power. Known for his grace in debate and gentleness in private, Campbell was a mentor to many and a source of warmth to all. He became a life peer after stepping down from the Commons and continued to serve in the House of Lords. He also served as Chancellor of the University of St. Andrews, reflecting his lifelong commitment to education and public good. His honors, from his knighthood to being named a Companion of Honor, reflected a career shaped by integrity, intellect, and compassion. Campbell was not only respected, he was loved. His sense of humor, fairness, and decency made him a friend across all sides of the political spectrum. He is remembered with deep affection by his wife Elspeth, his close circle of friends, and by countless colleagues who admired his genuine spirit. Menzies Campbell shaped the values of a political age. In every arena, from track to parliament, he stood tall. Tributes to Menzies Campbell. What's trending on the internet? News 1. It's a somber day in Ceará, Brazil, as the community is remembering Gabrielle Moreira, a beloved 16-year-old beauty queen and high school student. Known for her radiant energy and bright smile, Gabrielle was crowned queen of the Pedra Branca parade this year and princess just last year, winning the hearts of many. She touched countless lives not just through her achievements in local pageants, but also through her kindness and dedication to friends, teachers, and neighbors. Recently, Gabrielle's passing has deeply affected her community. Local organizations describe her as a role model whose joyful spirit and generosity will live on in memories and celebrations for years to come. Tributes from her school and parade committee emphasize the inspiration she brought to young people and her unwavering commitment to her hometown. While moments like this can be difficult, the legacy Gabrielle leaves behind is one of hope and positivity. The people of Pedra Branca and beyond will cherish the joy she brought into their lives, remembering her as a shining example for generations to follow. News 2. Here's a moment of inspiration from the heart of Paris. Supermodel Bella Hadid, just 27, has made a radiant return to the City of Lights after a challenging health journey. Bella recently stepped out for the first days of Paris Fashion Week, turning heads with her classic fall style. Think a chic trench coat, jeans, and that signature smile. But this Paris appearance means even more when you know the journey behind it. Bella has been courageously battling chronic neurological Lyme disease, a struggle her mother Yolanda Hadid recently described as both heartbreaking and invisible. After a period of hospitalization and intense treatment, Bella shared with fans that she's back in the gym, taking proud steps, literally and figuratively, toward regaining her strength. Her mom, Yolanda, sent a heartfelt message online, celebrating Bella's resilience and determination through tough times. Together, their messages remind us that even public figures face invisible battles, and that taking it one day at a time is something to be admired. As Bella continues her comeback, her story is inspiring many, not just for her fashion, but for her extraordinary courage and the hope she brings to others living with chronic illness. Bella Hadid's journey is a beautiful reminder. Every small step forward counts, and every show of support matters. News 3. Imagine the strength it takes to turn a health scare into a message of hope. That's exactly what Carnie Wilson, beloved singer from Wilson Phillips and daughter of Beach Boys legend Brian Wilson, shared with fans this week. Now 57, Carnie was recently hospitalized after complications from a lap band removal surgery, a device she first received in 2012 to support her weight loss journey. After undergoing surgery, Carnie experienced severe swelling in her legs and a spike in blood pressure, prompting an urgent return to the hospital. Doctors discovered an ulcer and a food obstruction related to the band, made worse by the heartbreaking loss of her father. Despite the intense recovery, Carnie says she's feeling stronger each day and is deeply grateful for her doctors, family, and the outpouring of support from friends and fans. Her gratitude and honesty are a reminder that even in tough times, hope, care, and community make all the difference. Carnie Wilson's story is about perseverance, facing challenges head-on, and the power of sharing your truth. Today, we celebrate her ongoing recovery and the inspiration she continues to give through both her music and her resilience. News 4. It's always moving to see the outpouring of love and remembrance when someone has touched so many lives online. Today we gently remember Nucky Sylvester, a well-known influencer and devoted mother of 3 young children whose vibrant personality brought joy to her community. While her sudden passing is heartbreaking, Nucky leaves behind a legacy of positivity. So many recall her uplifting spirit, her laughter, and the support she offered to others through both her content and kindness. As we join her family, friends, and countless followers in sending our deepest condolences, let's take a moment to honor Nucky by checking in on our loved ones and sharing kindness, just as she did. Her light will continue to shine in the loving memories and smiles she inspired every day. News 5. What an impactful week it's been for the golf community. PGA Tour golfer Jake Knapp and many who knew her are mourning the sudden loss of Makina White, Jake's beloved girlfriend, who passed away earlier this week at just 28 years old. Makina was much more than Jake's partner. She was treasured by her family, friends, and all who had the privilege of meeting her bright spirit. Friends describe Makina as a truly one-of-a-kind soul, someone with a huge heart who made everyone around her feel special. Whether celebrating with Jake after a big win on the course or filling a room with laughter, Makina's warmth and joy left a mark on everyone she met. Though Makina is deeply missed, her incredible ability to bring joy, love, and light to any gathering will always be remembered. From those closest to her to the wider golf community, Makina's legacy is her kindness and the happiness she shared so generously. Tonight we remember her with gratitude and hope that her example inspires us all to cherish our loved ones and spread a little more light in the world. News 6. There's some heartfelt news in the world of classic country music today. Richard Sterban, the legendary 82-year-old bass singer from the Oak Ridge Boys, has shared that he's been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Richard, known for that unforgettable Papa Mo Mau on the iconic hit Elvira, has been a cherished part of American music for over 5 decades. He discovered his diagnosis back in March and has stepped away from touring since May to focus on treatment. But Richard's message is hopeful. He's grateful to be under the best medical care, and with the support of his loved ones and his faith, he's optimistic about returning to the stage before too long. If you grew up hearing the Oak Ridge Boys on the radio or saw Richard's incredible performances with Elvis Presley, you know just how much joy and inspiration he's brought to generations. Richard is deeply thankful for the outpouring of prayers and support from fans across the country. As the Oak Ridge Boys continue their farewell tour, Richard's legacy, his remarkable voice and dedication, remain an enduring source of comfort and nostalgia. Friends, let's keep Richard in our thoughts and honor him by turning up those favorite classic country hits and remembering all the smiles he's brought to our lives. News 7. If you've spotted wild headlines about William Shatner lately, you can rest easy. He's doing just fine. The beloved 94-year-old Star Trek legend and Emmy-winning actor gave fans a little scare this week after reports surfaced, claiming he'd been rushed to a Los Angeles hospital for a sudden medical emergency. But Captain Kirk himself quickly set the record straight, posting a cheery photo on social media with the words, "Rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated." Shatner shared with his signature humor that he'd simply overindulged and thanked everyone for their concern, quipping, "I keep telling you all, don't trust tabloids or AI." At 94, William Shatner remains as spirited and engaging as ever, continuing to inspire with his zest for life and adventurous spirit. Just a few years ago, he made history as the oldest person to travel into space. For millions of fans who've cheered him on for decades, this gentle reminder is bittersweet. Even our icons need a little check-in now and then. Here's to William Shatner, boldly thriving, embracing every moment, and reminding us that a little laughter and a lot of courage never go out of style. Number 1. Gulu's music brought comfort and strength to so many. Her spirit will live on in the songs she left us. These words ring true for countless fans mourning the loss of Gulu, the beloved voice behind some of Turkey's most emotional melodies. Born and raised in Beyoğlu, Istanbul, Gulu, known offstage as Gul Tut, began singing at just 15. From wedding halls to sold-out concert venues, her rise was as heartfelt as her music. Over more than 3 decades, she created songs that became the soul of a generation. Tracks like Her Olden, Kopamam Sendin, and Achimiorsen weren't just hits. They were lifelines for listeners navigating love, sorrow, and longing. Gulu's artistry lay in her ability to blend styles. Her music brought together the raw emotion of arabesque, the pulse of Romani rhythms, and touches of modern pop. She didn't follow trends. She created her own sound. While her voice was powerful, her heart resonated even more. Gulu stayed humble, never forgetting her roots. She often used her platform to support young artists and local causes, inspiring not just with her songs but with her actions. She passed away at the age of 51, following a tragic fall from her apartment balcony. The news stunned the music world. Tributes continue to pour in from fellow artists, fans, and public figures alike. Colleagues admired her not just for her talent, but for her warmth. One said simply, "She was a light, on stage and off." Gulu leaves behind a legacy of timeless music and an example of kindness and resilience. Her voice, full of passion, pain, and beauty, will echo far beyond her time. Tributes to Gulu. Her calm energy could light up a room, and her talent brought stories to life in ways only she could. Cheryl Waters, remembered lovingly by peers and fans alike,